Man City have got their hands on yet more silverware. Done it again. They came from behind to beat Seville in a penalty shootout to win the Super Cup for the first time in their history. City have now won 15 trophies under Pep. BRUYNE, eh? 5 Premier Leagues, 4 Carabao Cups, 2 Community Shields, 2 FA Cups, 1 Champions League, 1 Super Cup. City will be without Kevin De Bruyne, though, for the next 4 months, perhaps, of the season after he picked up a Hold on a minute, is it 4 months for a hamstring? He's not had a leg cut off, has he?
If you get a hamstring tear, though...
4 months?
If you get your hamstring...
It's not Douglas Bader, is it? No, he's got all right, it's not 4 months.
But if it's a bad hamstring injury, it can be a ward if you have to operate.
Yeah, not 4. We're joined now by former City defender Danny Mills. Danny would have shrugged this off in his day. Danny, good morning.
Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Gabby. Morning, Al. Yeah,
4 months. I'm not having it.
Well, I mean, realistically, you're looking at probably if it's a bad one, you're looking at a minimum 8 weeks to heal.
Yeah.
He's then got to get back into training, get back to fitness. Another 4 weeks at least.
Yeah, 3 months. Okay.
But it's at least 3 months, isn't it? If they say 4. That on the flip side of that, would you rather miss Kevin De Bruyne at the start of the season or at the end of the season?
Yeah.
If he gets right for January and he's back then, almost like a new signing when the business end of the season starts, then I think you'd much rather have him come the back end of the season.
By the way, Dan, have you seen Gabby's legs lately? He pulls a hamstring now. He's out for 4 years, the size of his legs.
He's enjoying life, isn't he? I think he's taken a leaf out of your book, Al, and just enjoy.
Danny, what do you think about Man City going in for Paqueta?
Well, obviously, there's been a lot of rumours about that for a while now. Again, they're packing that midfield. Obviously, Kovacic has come in. You lose Gundogan. Where's he going to play within that? Obviously Cole Palmer has sort of not burst onto the scene because he's been around for a bit, but now 2 goals, obviously one in the Community Shield, one last night. We know that he's a real talent. McAtee as well. Do they stay? Do they go out on loan? Calvin Phillips is in that midfield. Rodri, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic. It's loaded with absolute talent.
Jack?
Yeah, of course. He can play in those positions as well. Again, they have a ridiculously strong squad. Kevin De Bruyne has come back at some stage as well. Again, it's a bit like Chelsea, isn't it? They're an abundance of riches. They can pick and choose. And if Manchester City come knocking on the door, then clearly, you're going to have your head turned.
So, Dan, I've said already, which is ridiculous, stupid statement after one game. I still think it's a 2-horse race. I really do. I think it's City or Arsenal.
I think if you finish above City, you win the league. Simple as that. They are incredibly strong. Their strength in depth. But what it is, Pep is similar to what Sir Alex Ferguson was. Look at the very good players, great players that he's allowed to leave this summer.
Stam, etc. Yeah.
Fergie always used to do exactly the same thing. Nearly every single summer, 2 or 3 big players left, 2 or 3 players came in. That refreshes the squad. That refreshes the hunger. New players want to impress, want to win the Premier League, want to win the Champions League. They've got something new to achieve, and that pushes everybody on. So there's no reason why City can't go on and win 4 in a row.
Danny, back in your day when you played, mate, did any of your teammates ever say they're not going to play? What's happening at Leeds now?
Plenty of them were told they weren't going to play.
But the Leeds United players like Nonto and I think, is it Sinister?
Yeah, I mean, it did happen. Players trying to force a move. I think it happens an awful lot more in this day and age. I think back in my day, Gabs, it used to be the other way around, where players were told you're not playing, and back then when you needed your maybe appearance money or a certain amount of games to get your bonuses, you were like, well, if I don't play, I don't get as much money, so you have to leave. You're almost forced into that situation.
He's a fan's favourite, though, isn't he, Nonto? And to do that, like, they must be fuming them Leeds fans, don't they?
I mean, there's so many players have left the football club. It's not dissimilar to when they got relegated last time from the Premier League, is it? 10 players or so, have left the football club. What you would call first team players as well. Clearly, financially, it's not been managed particularly well, and they've had to let all these players go relatively cheap, compared to what they pay for them. Nonto trying to force a move through. I find it a really interesting one. I know he's a bit like a jack in the box, isn't he? He's strong, he's powerful, he's quick. He got 2 Premier League goals last season.
Yeah.
Not like he's absolutely
prolific. No.
Everton have just signed, obviously, Jack Harrison. They've got other wingers in those positions. Dobbins come back in from loan as well. Iwobi's already in there. They've signed a lot of wingers. Everton need a centre forward. Everton needs someone that's going to, support Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
I thought they would maybe throw if they've got 25 million, throw that towards a centre forward. Yeah. Not necessarily towards another winger. But yeah, unfortunately, in this day and age, but fair play to Leeds at the moment. Looks like they're playing hardball. Looks like the latest offer of 25 million. Leeds have said no to. And the problem Nanto's got now is everyone else has gone. So Leeds have probably recouped all the money that they need to. So maybe at this stage, they can say, no, we're not going to sell you. And maybe they're just going to put their foot down.
All the best, though, Danny, him coming back and playing at Leeds, though.
If he comes back and plays well, Gabby, you know what fans are like. They'll forgive him very, very quickly. If he comes back and has an absolute worldie, scores a goal, sets one up, it won't be an issue. If he comes back and plays badly, then good luck. I'd get hat, gloves, glasses, moustache on, and I'd hide if I was him.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.